Hitting the Field family, welcome back to the studio for a brand new season of Hitting the Field. I'm your new host, Edgar Rodriguez, ready to bring you season 22 of our flagship show. And we are getting started with quite the mix as we have F1, FIFA World Cup, and NFL postseason talk on the way. We're glad you're here as Hitting the Field starts right now.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated chance, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back. Okay, always locked in, now I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Batted 1,000 when you check the stats. Boy, is you ready? You ain't gotta ask.
Right, everyone, we are ready to get this thing on the road. To my left-hand side to start this show, my friend Austin Lamanna and, of course, Santiago Molina. Quick question to get things started, okay? Santi, for you, one word to describe your winter break.
Amazing.
Amazing. Austin?
Amazing.
Beautiful, just like that Hitting the Field intro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It was
awesome,
Sean
isn't it?
Vaz, right? Who made that, right? Sean Vaz.
Sean Vaz, Jack Keller behind that. Well done, guys.
Shout
well done.
out,
The
shout
producers
out.
for this season of Hitting the Field. Right. With that out of the way, let's get things started with F1. And let's rewind to 2025. Santi, I'm going to start with you. Your surprise of the 2025 season was?
Well, my surprise was Nico Hülkenberg. Nico Hülkenberg became a first-time podium after 239 races.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, he got a third spot on the British Grand Prix
Yes.
after starting 19th on the grid. So pretty excited moment.
And in a Sauber car that you wouldn't have expected that at
Not at all.
in the year. An underperforming car usually, but Nico Hülkenberg's experience showing through in that race. For you, Austin, what would that be in 2025?
First of all, if I was in 19th place, I would probably fall down even further. I would not go to third place. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Not Hülkenberg.
But for me, my biggest surprise, I'm gonna just go with the F1 Mercedes. You look at it, 2024, they finished in 4th place that year with the Constructors' Championship. And 12 years prior, come on, that was their lowest low they've had in 12 years. 12 years prior, they were in 5th place. And just this year, they got 2nd place in the Constructors' Championship. And I mean, that's a strong showing for George Russell, in my opinion. George Russell, wow, English.
Russell.
Russell. That was great for him and just
Yeah.
Mercedes. I just found that very surprising. Going in, I don't know about you guys, but I thought Mercedes was going to stay in 4th. I thought maybe they could have even hit 5th again, just like they did in 2012. But what about you guys? What was your thoughts on Mercedes? Did you think that they were going to do better? Did you think they were going to do worse?
Look, Mercedes was a surprise. I think that's safe to say.
Yeah.
Mercedes
It was
performed better than most people thought at the
Then
start.
the year before, absolutely, they got a little bit more of the money because of the constructor position the year before,
Right.
so that increased their chances to get a better car, and they got really good drivers. We got George Russell and Kimi Antonelli, which basically was the rookie of the year, first season in F1, and he secured some podiums already.
Completely. I remember on the same desk, Andrew Gregg and I talking F1 and looking at Kimi Antonelli as a potential replacement for Lewis Hamilton once that era, finished, and he has lived up to all of the hype. Now, my next question here for McLaren.
Okay.
2nd straight Constructors' Championship. Lando Norris winning his first. Did we see this at the start of the year?
Absolutely, yes. McLaren has been in a great run. They won the Constructors' Championship the year before, which secured, again, more money for the companies and the cars. Therefore, they got a better car. They got really experienced Lando Norris now that he lost the previous championship and he was able to secure it this year. So I saw it coming. It was something that mostly people saw coming.
I was 50-50 on this one. I'm not going to lie to you. Especially with Max Verstappen, I was really 50-50. I think Lando Norris, I think he is great. But Max Verstappen at the same time, I mean, come on. He is also excellent. That is just 10 out of 10 people you have going up against one another. And I honestly thought it was 50-50, but I was rooting for Lando Norris. I'm not going to lie to you.
Max Verstappen's era of dominance.
I know
ended.
Santi is really
Finally.
happy about that. His aggressive.
I'm really happy
Max
about
Verstappen,
it.
the most
It was-
aggressive
it was-
driver
it was-
out
It was
there.
time to be.
A new
It was
name.
time to
A
be.
new name at the top of the F1 world. Unbelievable. But Austin, we're going to stick with you.
Okay.
Because 2026, F1 is kind of resetting. A whole
yeah.
new set of regulations. Talk to us. Give us a lowdown for what we can
I got a
expect.
full-on rundown right here. Let me tell you. Okay, let's break this down here. First of all, they are going to be so much lighter, okay? So they're going to be about 30 kilograms lighter. Now, mind you, I don't know what 30 kilograms means, so I had to Google it. That's about 66 pounds. 66 pounds.
Significant.
That is quite significant right there. I mean, just wow. First of all, the arches in front of the tires, they're gone, completely gone. The wheelbase is shorter, however, still the 18-inch tires. That's still something extremely good right there. A higher ride height requirement now due to flatter floors. No more long ground effect tunnels, which, okay. The wings, the front wings on the car is much narrower though.
Yeah.
Those rear beam wings are completely gone because, you know, those wings, they cause a lot of dirt to build up, which hurts the downforce for these cars and prevents them to go faster. So now they get to go even faster because of that. Not even talking about the weight. And not to mention Active Aero. Boom. Drop the mic for F1. I mean, just wow right there. Now, drivers, me and Santi were talking about this a little bit before you came out, Edgar.
Yeah.
We were just talking about how, you know, drag and all that, how, what was it? They only had 1 second prior? Correct me if I'm wrong?
Before we had the DRS system, which it was only able to activate it when you were within 1 second from like one of the cars, either if it was in front or in the back. Now we have a boost button from the new regulations. We have a corner mode and a straight mode when the drivers can select when they want to open or close the flaps in the front and the back, you know, alongside the engineers and the team management. So I'm really excited in season 2.
Not to mention, it lowers the air resistance, which in turn increases speed even more. So these cars are going to be going much faster next year.
Correct. And probably at the end of the season, right? We're expecting a little,
at the end of the season.
Dip in performance, a little dip in timing-wise at the start of the season. But Santi, I mean, once they reset, and this usually happens maybe once every 5 years, right? But once this happens, it's so interesting to see which team is going to take over. And I would say Ferrari needs a bounce-back year this year.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. This is, you know, game on, new game, new rules. It's the biggest change in the regulations in a decade.
Yeah.
So that's really, really important to highlight.
Ferrari reminds me a lot of McLaren. Like back in 2023, they were at the worst, right? I mean, the CEO said they didn't even meet their building regulations for the car on time. They didn't meet the deadlines at all. I could honestly see them being like a McLaren and going all the way to the top. I could honestly see that.
Well, Mark Austin Lamanna's words now. We're going to review this episode
1 year from now. 1 year from now. They're like, Austin, you're dead wrong.
See if they were able to make it.
We have less than a minute to go, but a very important question to end things off. What's your favorite livery so far for the 2026
My favorite livery
season?
so far, Mercedes. Mercedes came back with the silver arrows. They have really, really beautiful car.
It's nice.
Really nice. You know, we got some black designs with the silver and the Mercedes logo in the back of the car. We also have, you know, they're honoring Niki Lauda with the red star at the Mercedes at the end of the
Always a nice
livery.
touch.
So
I like it.
Really lovely touch.
Austin, anyone standing out to you?
I was actually going to say Mercedes originally, but then I saw Cadillac. And then I was like, I like the sleek black. I love sleek black, and I think that looks great on the car, honestly.
I'll go with the other new team, Audi, looking very nice with the gray and orange.
I wasn't expecting that. I like it.
Yeah, well, there you go. That wraps this up for segment 1, guys. Thank you so much for coming on.
you.
Stay tuned, though. It's World Cup year, and we're going to recap and preview everything you need to know. The quick interruption. We'll be right back for your show. For now, let me give you a quick rundown of what the Hitting the Field Network has planned for you. My name is Edgar Rodriguez, and I'm the host of Hitting the Field Season 22, live streaming every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern. There, you'll find me and our expert guests talking about everything in the wide world of sports. On Tuesday, get ready because it's Season 10 of Nighttime. Hosted by Andrew Gregg and Joe Geiger, Nighttime keeps you up to date on everything happening in the world of college sports and UCF athletics. Moving on to Wednesday, we have Season 8 of The Combine, hosted by our very own Kathleen Moore. This podcast takes a deep and technical dive into everything NFL, and you won't want to miss that. On Thursday, we go live with Bets, where our Bets boys, Ben Huber, Augie Aronson, and Scott Harris, will give their expert opinion that might just make you some money. On Friday, Season 4 of Girls Got Game takes over with only the hottest topics in women's sports, hosted by none other than Katie Sue Christensen and Mia Flores. And to round out the week, Season 3 of HTFC comes on Saturday, hosted by Octavius Lawrence and Santiago Molina. Soccer never stops, and HTFC will be your stop for everything in the world of football. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok, where you can find non-stop additional content, as well as stay updated on all HTFN news. Lastly, leave a like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to the Hitting the Field Network on YouTube. That's all I got. I'm Edgar Rodriguez signing off. Enjoy the rest of your show. Okay, everyone. So with F1 talk out of the way, we transition over to one of the biggest, if not the biggest, sporting event happening this year. Arguably, I know that can be argued, but in my opinion, it is. Okay, and it's the FIFA World Cup here in Canada, the U.S., and Mexico. And to talk all about it, Francisco Vera, Octavius Lawrence. Oh my goodness, change your name up now. I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked the other guys. One word to describe your winter break. Go.
Exciting.
Exciting.
And
Oh, you're going with two?
peaceful.
Oh,
Multiple words?
There you go.
She's doubling down.
Octavius.
I gotta say lights.
Light. But that's good because we needed that. Okay? Especially,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was exhausted at the end of last year, but now we are ready to keep going on with episode 1 of Hitting the Field. So, World Cup year, and that means we're going to be going over our favorites, our underperformers, who's going to maybe disappoint their fans, right? And of course, the dark horse, we always have to talk about that. But before we get into those superlatives, we're going to get a closer look at each of the groups. Of course, this World Cup, an expanded one. The first time we're going to see 48 teams competing, and we're going to start in Group A. Francisco, we're going to start with you. Mexico, South Africa, to get the tournament started.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I mean, the moment you mentioned that, I'm getting flashbacks of 2010.
Yeah.
You know, the Vuvuzelas
The
playing in the
reverse
background, and it's just, I don't know, very, very exciting way to open the World Cup again.
Yes, Group B having the likes of Canada and Switzerland. Group C, though, Octo, I wanted to ask you about Brazil. Pretty nice draw for them.
Yeah, pretty nice draw, but you have arguably the best team in Africa outside of Senegal.
Morocco,
Shout out
of
AFCON. You have the best team in Africa, Morocco. You're facing a very informed Scotland team, too. It could be worse. It could be worse for Brazil, but it's Brazil. I mean, they should go through.
Absolutely. In Group D, of course, huge, implications there as well for, of course, the U.S., right? Facing Paraguay, facing Australia. Now, again, we talk about nice draws, Francisco. I mean, Pochettino has to be happy with that.
Yeah.
Completely.
I just think that, I mean, if they perform well against the teams they have to face, and obviously win the match that you have to win,
Right.
you know, in order to really move on to this, obviously to the round of 32, I think.
Completely, yes, right. Round of 32
Brandon.
before
There
we
you
even get to the round of 16
There you go.
this year. We can continue going on with the groups, of course. Group E with Germany. Again, I mean, Germany probably favorites, right, to go in first. Group F, Netherlands and Japan. Octo, do you see that going, one way or the other?
We saw Japan last World Cup with that Ritsu Don goal,
Yes.
bending right near the line. Japan they've been some dark horses in previous World Cups. I think they could honestly top that group. Netherlands has not been the team we remember.
No, 100%. Group G has Belgium most notably, and then Spain. With Uruguay, Francisco, I mean, Spain are my favorites. We'll get to that in a little bit. Do you see a slip-up, a potential banana skin in there?
Potentially.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like if Uruguay potentially leaves that match with a draw, I think that's a win for them at the end of the day, because they could, if goal difference comes into play, they could easily be costing Spain the #1 seed in that group.
Completely. Uruguay, watch out for them when they take on Spain. Now we move on to Group I. Now, when the group stage came out, right, and the draw finalized, this surely has to be the group of death, Octo.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. It's terrifying. You have my favorites, France, in there. You have the AFCON winners. And then you have, I'd say, the most informed team in Europe, Norway, who just battered Italy in their qualifiers. That Norway team is disgusting. Not just Holland, but that midfield, their defense. That's a terrifying group. I don't think I've seen one like it.
France is in for quite the challenge. Of course, Norway, their first time in a World Cup in over 20 years. So it's going to be interesting to see Holland, Odegaard, and the rest back at the biggest stage. But Francisco, who are your favorites to take home the gold?
I'm going for Argentina to win it back to back.
Why?
Yes. Well,
Explain yourself.
you already have young, experienced players who have played in playoff games in the World Cup, like Julian Alvarez, Enzo Fernandez, and the last-minute addition of Thiago Almada. They do have the experience, but then you add more young talent with first-time call-ups in Nico Paz, Franco Mastantone, and Alejandro Garnacho. You're combining the young, experienced players with the young players that don't really have experience, that they've shown they can perform at an international level as well as club level, combining it with, obviously, the greatest of all time, Messi. I think that they are bound to make a deep run and potentially just, win it all.
So, of course, Argentina winning it last time out in Qatar. How about you, Octo?
They beat
your
my
favorite?
favorite for this tournament, France, in the World Cup final last time. I think this France team comes back with a vengeance. We saw in that final, Kylian Mbappe is a man amongst boys. This is no longer teenage kicks Mbappe. This is the best player in the world. Michael Olise, Kylian Mbappe, Hugo Ekitike as a front three, that's terrifying. And
is.
that's not even
Deadly.
mentioning that defense and that elite midfield. You have subs like Zaire Emery, who's 19 years old. He could come in and be the difference. Ryan Cherky as
Huge
well.
depth.
This France team, if they don't make a semifinal, it is a disappointment.
Well, I was going to bring that up. Didier Deschamps is probably in a bit of a tough spot. He is under immense pressure. Of course, Zinedine Zidane waiting to see potentially to take that job maybe after the World Cup if Deschamps decides to not return. Okay, talk about our favorites, but then underperformers. Quickly, Francisco.
I'm going with the host nation of Team USA.
You know what? I don't disagree with
Team
you.
USA.
I don't disagree.
I mean, just quickly summarizing here, basing it on their last performance as a host nation in the Copa America 2024, they were a group stage exit.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously not playing qualifying games as well, that doesn't help you. And you're only playing, I guess, tournament games against Caribbean islands, which that might not really prepare you for the World
Right.
Cup. They do have a couple friendlies though, like the last one being a week before they start the World Cup
Correct.
against Germany. I don't think this helps them because Germany is already with the mindset of, hey, we have the World Cup a week from now. Let's just bring people that aren't even in the World Cup roster to play against potentially what might be the Team USA that we will see in the World Cup.
Completely. The U.S. again, favorable draw under immense pressure. Pochettino, of course, needs to perform. Octo,
Prove it year for them.
Croatia's golden generation.
I think it's over.
It's over.
I think it's over.
100%.
Ivan Rakitic gone, Luka Modric gone, Ivan Perisic gone. This isn't the Croatia team we know. This isn't the Croatia team we grew up with.
Right.
I think the shining star for them is going to come through their defense, but I don't even see them making out of their group. Not too much faith in Croatia this year.
I'm going with the team who hasn't even qualified. It's not even confirmed, but that proves my point. Italy.
There you
I
go.
mean, for the last two World Cups, haven't even made it. This year, I mean, again, it's favorable, right? You expect them to be in the World Cup this year, but I mean, it's just unbelievable from where Italy were in 2006, winning it all, to now, 20 years later, struggling to get in. By the way, I forgot to mention, no, I did mention Spain is my favorite, sorry. Anyway, Italy are my underperformers. Okay, dark horse, Francisco, we mentioned Uruguay.
Yeah.
As your dark horse.
Yeah, I mean, when you mention Uruguay, you've always seen them. If you look at the brackets for every World Cup, you've seen them go far.
Yeah.
Every now and then. They have a history of making a deep playoff run, right? I mean, they're a two-time World Cup winner.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue four with those two gold
Four
medals
stars, that's
before,
been the huge storyline, hasn't it?
the
Right.
World Cup started.
Right.
But you have a squad that has incredibly talented players that obviously are performing at a high level in Europe. You have Valverde, Araujo, Darwin Núñez, Betancourt, and recently Manuel Ugarte as well. Combining them with the expertise of Edinson Cavani and obviously somebody who might be playing their last World Cup in Diego Godin.
correct.
I think that experience combined with the same argument for Argentina. You combine the expertise and veteranship from the players that have proven themselves over the years, combine that with their up-and-coming players that have been performing at the European
I can
level.
see it.
You have a dark horse
I can
right there.
see it. Marcelo Bielsa at the helm, of course, nowadays at
Love him.
Uruguay.
I love him.
I like that pick. I like
a
that
good
pick.
squad.
But you said shout out AFCON at the start of the segment.
I did.
And you're sticking to your guns with this.
Of course, I'm a Ghanaian native, so I have to pay respects to our neighboring country, Cote d'Ivoire. I think that Cote d'Ivoire team is absolutely ridiculous. They're my dark horse for the tournament.
Yeah.
Amad Diallo. You know, what an attacker he's been for Man United.
Man United, yeah.
But
we don't talk about Man United. Nope.
But one thing we want to focus on here, for Cote d'Ivoire, they didn't allow a goal at home for 4 years in friendlies and qualifiers.
Unbelievable.
What a team. And it's led by Ousmane Diomande and Evan Ndicka. That's a elite back line. And I think that Cote d'Ivoire team could go deep. They could be where Morocco was last year. Or last
Morocco,
tournament.
of course, who made it to the final. A crazy AFCON final, we have to say. They're going to have to bounce back in the World Cup. For me, though, I'm going to say Norway. We spoke about it again at the start of the segment, but the first time back since the 90s. I think they have the pieces there, of course, most notably Holland and Odegaard, right, leading that team to potentially, a deep run. Like you said, Côte d'Ivoire, have they been a disappointment in the last couple World Cups? Probably, right? Probably. But again, Norway, this is a clean slate for them. This is uncharted territory for this team, right? Not really making too many inroads, even in the Euros, right? Yeah. But now, where it matters most in the World Cup, guys, I can't wait for the summer. I can't wait for the summer. I'm going to be glued to the TV. I'll put my phone on. Don't disturb even. It's going to be unbelievable.
Not into the studio,
can't
just
miss
watching
it.
games.
That's right. If you know where to find me, right? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for talking World Cup in segment 2. We have one more to go. NFL postseason talk. So stay tuned.
Never got me anything for my birthday.
I don't even know what that is. I thought birthdays were every 100 years like the Kids' Choice Awards.
What?
Finally, he's here, man. He's always late.
Who?
Marcus?
You good?
I'd give them one of these and one of these.
Behind every on-screen moment is a whole team of engineers and technologists.
And you can be a part of such a team through SMPTE at UCF. You'll join a team of students just like you who are ready to innovate the future of TV and film.
With SMPTE at UCF, you'll be able to connect with local industry pros, learn about new technology in the industry, as well as get backstage experience that really matters. Join SMPTE for a backstage pass to all of this.
We meet every last Monday of the month for our general body meetings. There we discuss how new technology is being used to create new media, and we get to highlight local professionals and their specialties.
On top of that, we have some site visits planned, so tune into our social media to be notified of when those will happen.
So if you're ready to pull back the curtain and find out what really happens behind the scenes, join SMPTE at UCF.
All right, everyone, thanks for sticking around for segment 3. Now, of course, the major talking point in the world of sports for us recently, right, in January and, of course, the end of 2025 was, of course, the NFL season. We're deep into the postseason now, and we know our Super Bowl matchup. But before we get into that, we're going to start recapping the championship games we enjoyed this past weekend. And we're going to start in Denver, okay? Patriots visiting the Broncos, a Knicks-less Broncos. And we're going to start with Stidham with a huge completion, 51 yards here early in the first half. Andrew Gregg.
Yeah, I mean, what a throw by Jared Stidham. And at this point, you think Jared Stidham might be Jared Stidham with a touchdown to Cortland Sutton right there.
Huge. Moves right, looks right, and bam, for the touchdown. And then in the second quarter, May sees a gap, rushes it in for 6 yards to make it a tie game in the AFC Championship. Less than 5 minutes to go, though, in the game. It's a field goal attempt blocked by Taylor, and New England hold on to their lead. By the way, guys, May's running was exceptional all game, and this first down all but sealed their ticket to Santa Clara. 10-7 it ends in a snowy, low-scoring affair out west. But we're going to move to the Pacific Northwest. Let's go to Seattle and Lumen Field. And it delivered. A similar start, a huge completion early on. This time Darnold to Shaheed for 51 yards. An incredible start to this one as Darnold then lays it off to Walker. Seattle score early at home, take the lead. But if the Rams stood a chance, it had to be Stafford and Nacua on the same page. Look at this beauty for 44 yards as Nacua brings it down in the first quarter. Mevis puts together this 44-yard field goal attempt to bring the margin down to 4 points. Almost done with the first quarter, but look at this grab. It's like a suction cup, isn't it, for JSN? Unbelievable. Putting all the 12s on their feet. But then the Rams respond. Look at this touchdown right at the end of the first half. And again, another huge completion. We asked for more JSN action. Bam, there it is. Another huge one. Darnold to JSN. And then right at the end of the first half, Darnold under immense pressure, finding his man, JSN once again, to put the Seahawks back in front. But then this moment, I mean, it's just a tough watch, isn't it? Smith getting pressure applied, and literally on the next throw, Darnold finding Jake Bobo for just his 3rd touchdown of the year as the Seahawks create some separation, and it just got worse for the Rams from there. Once again, Cooper Kupp this time coming up big with the touchdown as Darnold once again connects. What a huge night for him. But then Stafford going for it. Nacua brings it down, and it is a touchdown. It was reviewed, and the call was confirmed. Puka Nacua with the grab. Austin Suarez, you've joined us on the desk. What do you think of this?
Puka Nacua is absolutely him. I mean, we'll just take another look right here.
Well, this is the next play. This
Beautiful
is the next
catch
play.
regardless. Nacua again,
Yeah.
I mean, I really thought the Rams were going to go ahead and take this. It turns out they were not. They were just not ready for the Sam Darnold magic. 340-plus yard performance with an oblique injury, Andrew Gregg. With an oblique injury. Do you hear that? Do you hear how real of a quarterback Sam Darnold is? Back-to-back 14-win seasons. The first quarterback to do that since Tom Brady.
Unbelievable. Darnold quieting his critics, by the way. Welcome back to the desk. Austin Suarez, Andrew Gregg joining me to talk NFL. A heated start to this segment, but that's exactly what we want. Andrew Gregg, though, Darnold, we have to give him his flowers, but also Mike McDaniel. His 2nd year in Seattle, already leading them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Mike McDonald, what a guy. He's definitely one of the coaches, one of the candidates for Coach of the Year, and I think that it's indicative with the performance, especially from the defensive side of the ball from Seattle. I think that's his specialty, and it's really shown itself. Obviously, they had a defensive penalty that almost lost them that game, but then also that defense has been stellar all season long, and it's made Sam Darnold's job a lot easier, although I do think he's a great quarterback, as Austin just illustrated.
Oh, yeah. I've followed Sam Darnold personally since his I'm Seeing Ghost days in New York. I really thought, after he went to Carolina, I believe he was benched for XFL legend P.J. Walker. I thought that was the end.
Wow.
Truly. And that's not to discredit the Rams. Matthew Stafford, a bona fide MVP candidate. And, I mean, he definitely has another season or two in him. Puka Nacua balled out 165 yards. Who does that nowadays?
Crazy.
Only wide receivers like Puka can catch balls like that and only QBs like Stafford can make those kind of throws.
Let's continue on that same topic. Let's go back to Darnold, Andrew, because a lot of critics, again, heading into this game, does he show up in the postseason? The response was a little mixed. But
Yeah.
he quieted everyone down.
I don't know if everyone's quiet, but I will say that the majority of people are quiet. I think anybody who's reasonable is rather quiet now. I will say I was one of the critics, right? I think that Vikings team was stellar last year, and he led them to 14 wins, and then you see it again this year with the Seahawks again, the #1 seed in the NFC this year. And I think that he played well, but a lot of these games he didn't really have to play that well, right? The defense was playing so outstandingly well. They were probably one of the best units, if not for the Texans this season. So I think that there's a lot of ways you can look at it, but if you're going to make the Super Bowl, it's really hard to judge unless it's New England.
Absolutely. Let's quickly talk about the game in Denver as well. I know you guys feel very passionately about the Patriots making the Super Bowl, but I mean, what can you say? They've made it to Santa Clara. I mean,
you want to go first?
What can you hold against them?
Yeah, I'll let you go first.
Drake May's path to the Super Bowl. 3rd easiest schedule in the league. Cupcake schedule facing both the Chargers and the Texans. And to cap it all off, Jarrett Stidham in a blizzard. This team cannot beat the Raiders. And you're going to tell me that this is a Super Bowl worthy team? You are full of cow manure.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just piggyback off of that. I think I completely agree with Austin's sentiment there. I don't think that there's any bias towards what we have to say about the New England Patriots, but I will say it wasn't the 3rd easiest schedule in the NFL. It was the easiest schedule in the NFL.
Was it?
It was the easiest schedule in the NFL, and I think that the 3rd easiest might come from the playoff teams that they played, but during the regular season, it was the easiest schedule. They were last place in the AFC East last year, which helped with their schedule this year. And just a couple stats that I want to read off, right?
Go for it.
Drake May,
Please
right?
do.
Out of 14 qualified quarterbacks this season in the playoffs, Drake May ranks 11th in passing yards per game, 10th in completion percentage, 2nd in turnovers, by the way. I don't know if that's a good stat. I don't know if you want to be leading the NFL in that stat, but also number 1 in sacks by 9 sacks. He's taken 15 sacks this NFL postseason. The next closest is 6, 8th in QBR, and has not had a game with a completion percentage over 60%. After all season long, I'd heard, he completes 70% of his passes. Oh, Drake May is so good. He's been carried by his defense, which also isn't that good. It's just they've gotten to play C.J. Stroud, who actually turned into a pumpkin. It felt like midnight. We got to see Justin Herbert behind an offensive line that was non-existent,
Right.
and Justin Herbert, we all know he's the if man. Well, if this, if that, that's Justin Herbert. And then we got to see him against Jared Stidham or Stidham, Stid Turkey, whatever you want to call it.
So
Jared Stidham isn't a real quarterback.
I'm gonna cut you off there, Andrew Greg, because I can't even stand up for the Patriots at this point.
He
But
threw
they're
for
in-
86
but they're in-
yards.
Okay, but
A
they're in-
Hall of Fame worthy 86-yard performance,
Listen,
by the way,
listen,
gentlemen.
We have a whole different part of this segment, okay?
Okay.
Blind rankings, okay?
Blind
In the
rankings.
postseason, I have no idea what's coming up. You guys have no idea what's coming up. So, in the control room, if you would like to play the first one of the blind ranking, okay? Hopefully we still have time to do this since you're passionate. So your rant was so passionate. Here we
Oh,
go.
man.
We go back to Packers-Bears for this.
Matthew
Guys, what do we
Golden.
think?
What first NFL career touchdown for Matthew Golden coming in the playoffs? I
Yeah.
think that's a great play. I don't know how many plays we're doing, but I think that's got to
We got 5 on
we got 5.
I'll give that a 4. I'll give that
Okay.
4.
I think we consensus 4.
Okay, so we think there's more. We think there's better coming up, but that was a great run to start it. The second one, we are ready for the second one, but consensus on 4 in our blind ranking.
I'm
Consensus
fine with 4.
All right, here we go then.
Oh,
Rams, Bears.
this is up there.
I mean, for me, guys, I'm just gonna say it right now. This is my
Touchdown
number
to
1 play.
Colston
This is 2.
Loveland.
This is 2.
Two.
See, I don't know what we got next.
Pokemon, sorry.
This is my number 1 play. Ben Huber agrees with me behind the camera. Andrew Gray, it has to be.
It's got to be number 1. Just situationally, right? You're playing your great Rams defense. It's freezing outside. You run 30 yards back and just chuck it up in the air, pray for something.
That is as blind a throw as blind throws come.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Austin Suarez,
Yeah,
but that for me,
fair
to the very
enough. Fair
top.
enough. I'm just simply saving 1 for something that's going to impress me.
Oh, okay.
Then-
But we agree on number 1, Andrew Gregg.
I think
Let's
that's
move
number
on to the third, shall we? I mean, what can we expect here? Texans,
Boo.
Patriots. It's a Patriots play. What, are we putting this 5?
Yeah, 5. 5.
Yeah, that can crack number 3 for me. Unfortunately, that was a great one-handed catch from Booty. I don't know that it was the greatest throw in the world. I think that there's probably a couple of different places you could put that ball, and just great catch.
I agree with 3. Also,
Only thing true about that play is Kiki Booty's last name, and that is Booty.
Okay.
Move on.
Austin Suarez is having none of this. Patriots. It's not even. It's just giving them their flowers, Austin Suarez. Relax.
They've had so many flowers over the years.
We have 1 minute to go. Let's move on into the next play. Let's see. We'll go back to that Packers-Bears game. Another Williams throw. Bang. On the money
And you were
once again.
asking for my number 1. That is my
You think
number
that's
1.
better than-
Triple coverage? Are you serious?
That's true.
No quarterback. How do I even describe this? To put the ball right there, it takes a special kind of quarterback. And Caleb Williams just proved why he is that highlight realist quarterback.
So clutch, Andrew.
Yeah, I think that's got to be number 2 since we already gave number 1 to Caleb Williams as well. But yeah, it's just some great plays from Caleb Williams throughout the course of the playoffs.
It says a lot about him, though,
Yeah.
right? One and 2, right? In our ranking of the best plays. Fine. You put that one first. Okay, we'll let it slide. Okay, 1 more to go before we wrap things up. And we have this one from the 49ers Seahawks game. And I mean, taking it to the house, it reminded me of Jaden Nixon this season.
Yeah, Rashid Shaheed going all the way from the start and even get a little kick from the kicker here at the very end. You can't stop him, though, Rashid Shaheed, all the way to the house. And I think that was indicative of the whole game for the San Francisco 49ers.
Slide tackle attempt there.
It did look like
there
it.
was.
Stop him.
They knew we were doing a FIFA World Cup segment. They decided to throw that in there.
Yes, they did. What a way to end episode 1, though, boys. That was fun, hectic. We have a rematch of Super Bowl 49 waiting for us.
Run the football.
Run the football.
That's all you need
Let's
to
not have a repeat. Hopefully they learned. But from everyone who was on episode 1 to everyone in production, thank you so much. But before we wrap things up, we have to, of course, acknowledge a huge loss that we had this winter break. We lost a beloved member of the Hitting the Field family, someone who always had a smile on his face and who we miss very dearly. This episode and everything we do from here on at HTF is dedicated to you, Ty Patton. See you all next week.